I think it's good
to
now,
hear
dude.
these things. Oh, okay.
I, let's give it a go and we'll see.
I liked hearing you call me dude. That was cute.
That's your fault. I let dude die many years ago. And then a certain somebody decided to resurrect it. And now
Dude's, it's a good word.
it is a good word. It's kind of like the American mate.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You can use it in many ways.
You can, like,
Yes. Like, dude, this is going to be a great episode.
yeah, like, dude, you totally killed the interview before. Or just
Yeah,
like
dude.
if you see something shocking and you're just like, dude.
Yeah. Or like you're mad and you're like, dude. I use that one a
Mm,
lot for my kids. That's my son. He gets that a lot. I walk into
mm.
his room and be like, dude, what's up with this mess?
You know what? That's a perfect instance. I can't think of a better way to use it. It's a very multi-use word, and we are a
Yes.
multi-use podcast.
We sure are. We sure are. I was laughing about this actually once we finished recording because I popped up open Instagram and then I look at your freaking reel of all the things that you saw at the hardware store and I was just like, yes, this is perfect. Like we just had this profound, deep conversation with Brad, our guest today. And then I get off of the interview, pop on Instagram, and here's Melanie talking about thirsty hoses and
Hex nipples.
the
Listen,
I the way you guys label things is absolutely ridiculous. It is the best. It's so funny.
it's diabolical, right? Like, I've always been a little bit of a gutter child. Like, I'll cackle at the rude joke. When I grew up in church, I very much changed the lyrics of those songs too. I believe I may have changed the words of it as well with my soul to it is well with my whole. So, it was always
Oh
going to be a
my
sleigh ride from the
gosh.
church to riding smart. Um, but
It is well
with my whole.
with my whole.
We could even harmonize, I bet you and me. It is well.
Well, it
It
is
is well.
well.
It doesn't work if you try harmonize with me.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I was doing your alto. We're getting canceled
Oh,
for that
okay.
for sure. But back to that reel. Yes, we do label things strangely. The plumbing section in particular at Bunnings. Do you have Bunnings or nah?
Not that I know of.
It's like a
Mm.
hardware store, massive one with like plants and shit. And yeah, I didn't even go in there thinking like we were just literally looking for something for the tap. And as I was standing there and I'd had a CBD gummy and she was active, even though those ones don't really there's like only traces of THC, but I was feeling all the chillax vibes. And I was just staring at the signs while Phil was looking for something helpful. I was just like, tra la 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 la. And then I was like, hex nipple on the sign. And I was like, who called it that? And I made a joke. And then Phil was like, never mind that one. Look at this one. And it was like angulated cock or something. And it was like just a plumbing item. Yeah, I feel like they know that what they were doing, though. Come on.
I feel like absolutely. Like you can't. Well, the thirsty hose, I believe, is one of the ones that like.
Yeah.
You can't say that seriously. Like, how do you print that on something seriously? You know what I mean?
Do you not call those hoes? Do you know what a
Like,
hoe is?
like
Like a garden
yeah,
hoe?
like wait, yeah, a hoe,
You call it
a
a hoe,
hoe,
yeah.
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 But was a third? You had a thirsty hose?
Edging hoe.
Oh, okay, an edging hoe. Yes. Well, yes. We got them here too. You know.
It was killing me anyway, and I just couldn't resist. It's probably my favorite reel I've ever made, like out in the wild, just gathering content. It just came to me naturally.
Genius.
But
I believe that. I
we
believe that.
welcome listeners to the show. I'm
Welcome,
here with
everybody.
the amazing Angela Montoya. Author of many glorious books. If you haven't read them, what are you doing? Author of another amazing book. Coming up, well, how many months are we now from Carnival?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I would say like 7 months,
7?
8 months,
It goes
9 months. I don't know
fast.
how many months. It goes fast. That's true. Like all of a sudden, it's like
Yeah,
it's happening now. Yeah, it goes fast.
it does.
Well, it's. I mean, hello, the anthology that you are editing and contributing to is coming up really fast, which is it. It's wild.
It's like 3 months, dude. Like, there's another dude. Was a choice use of dude, you know?
That was a good. That was a good dude. Yes.
Also, before I forget, because I will forget, I just need to tell you that I have been vindicated by Inez. Okay, I don't know if you've
I
seen that
saw
chat. Oh,
that.
you saw. Okay.
I
So
saw it.
I am not the only one. Last week, Angela sung out, "This is what it sounds like." And
Period. Period. It was a
period.
period after that.
And I launched into a beautiful rendition of When Doves Cry. Probably my tip off should have been that we were talking about Demon Hunters, but it was such an obscure place to start, and I have been vindicated by Inez Lozano because she said she also burst out singing When Doves Cry. Now, if you
Well,
pick
that's because
any
you guys are wrong and you have very bad ears.
pick any other part of those songs to start from, and I will be ready for the second half. It was a bad spot to start.
Well, it was the only part I knew.
Well,
Okay,
now,
hold on, let me think. You're my soda pop.
my little soda pop.
Okay, you
That was easy.
good.
That was too
We're back on the
easy.
same page. Okay, let me hold on. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of anything that I've heard.
Why did I let the jagged? Oh, dang it.
He's
Boo, I need to listen longer. I've shamed myself.
this is
What's another one?
this is this is what it sounds
We're
like.
gonna let it go. But
Yeah. We do listen to the
I
K-pop
listen
Demon
every day,
Hunter
but now when
songs.
I try to
I know.
think, my mind is blanking. But I just wanted you to know that I was vindicated. I was not the only one who burst into When Doves Cry. And I apologize to myself for doubting myself on those lyrics because I knew they were right.
I mean, I will give it to you guys, but I don't agree with you. We'll agree to disagree on this. That's not where your brain should have gone because we were just talking about the damn demon hunters. And that's a pivotal line at the end, I think. Now I feel like I need to rewatch the
You
movie.
need to
Is
rewatch it. If you had have gone My Voice Without the Lies, I would have followed with This Is What It Sounds Like. Starting This Is What It Sounds Like is only going to lead me to When Doves Cry. There's no, like, every time it's too imprinted on my brain.
Yeah.
No,
Well, now when you rewatch the movie, that's what you're going to hear as
I
well.
will.
Like you're just going to start singing When Doves Cry. That's the
Yeah.
remix.
I'm okay with
That
that
might be the
because my
remix. Yeah.
feed is currently just full of people doing parodies of K-pop Demon Hunters, and honestly, it's glorious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, let me ask you. Have you watched oh, I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Netflix and it's basically where they built a global pop group. They're called Cat's Eye. Do you know who Cat's Eye is?
No.
Oh, you have to watch. It's such a good, it's so oh my gosh. Okay, so they're basically I think the creator of BTS
Oh my God.
came to the kind of I think it's to the States is where like the main hub is, but they pulled young girls from all across the world and built this like power group.
Wow.
And
I'm sure I've
I'll
heard
have to
their
look up the
songs. I'm terrible with group
oh
names.
yeah. Everything's gnarly. You know that one?
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
not as you're singing it right now.
yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Hottie, hottie, like a bag of Takis. I'm the shit.
It sounds
I'm the
glorious.
shit. Yeah.
You are the shit.
So yes. So look up Cat's Eye.
I will.
They're what I've been like. I've been focused on. They're my Roman Empire this week. You
Mm,
would love them too, I feel. Once
I'm
especially when
ready.
you watch the show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I needed a
Yeah.
good like reality rec, so I will put that next on my list.
Yes.
But my hyperfixation for now has still been Jingle These Bells. I have been
That's valid.
deep in the world of our authors, and oh my God, authors fucking killed it. Our
Yes.
revisions, like, I already loved these stories, but oh my God, everyone has leveled up so much after the revisions. Like, we were talking in DMs, and it really isn't just smut. It really is like just, I almost just want to call it open door romance at this point. Like
Right.
high heat, high heat open door romance, or as you said,
What did I say? It was
profound smut.
yes, that is what I said. It
That
is
is what,
it's if that's how it felt.
mm,
It feels like we're getting the high heat, we're getting the goods,
yeah.
but we're also coming in with these like deep emotional storylines. Not every story, like some of them are just
Comedy, summer
fun.
comedy.
Yeah, some are like they're all there's a big mix. But that's
Mm.
really what's so fun about it is we're getting all of these mixes, but each story in its own right is so good, and then we have these last few ones that we've been revising that also pull in these like deep emotional threads, and they're very healing and they're beautiful. And so like we've both been just proud mamas reading this next revision. They have come together so well. These stories are so good.
They're so good. Like I am the rabid, we are both the rabid fan mamas of these stories. Like I just, yeah, they really do. I feel like they really are healing in several of them are very like touch on some deep, honestly, most of them have like some of those deep human threads that you go to storytelling to look for. And I keep thinking how it really just feels like, a lot of the most famous books tend to have open door romance scenes in it. Have you noticed that? Like a lot of times the best-selling ones, it's like there was some really hot open door scene in them. So we're giving you that with the condensed version of the story around it, you know? It's just glorious.
Yeah.
And you're right, that range is the range is makes it really like you never get bored while you're reading because there's high heat, low heat, ones that are more romantic, ones that are more sexual, ones that are more fantasy, ones that are more contemporary. And I just find the mix that we've
Yes.
wound up with really entertaining.
Yes, I am sold, Melanie. You have sold me on this. It's true.
Oh my
She's our number one
God.
saleswoman. But
The
it's the
editor of the
truth.
anthology is sold on the anthology. Thank fuck. Speaking of
You
our
know what? Sounds good, actually.
but, we tell no lies, and they really are fabulous. And I believe we once again have some of our favorite samples of the ones we've been editing recently that we wanted to share.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I have I have Slay You'll Love Me by Cassia Pickering. Um so hers is a dual POV, and I love both the characters. Cassia's like it's a really really great story. I love all the jingle bells, the heart and soul of the story. But I
Mm.
really really love the male character Avery in this story.
He's a sweetheart.
So he is. So this is from Avery's POV.
Yes.
Avery sighed and quickly changed into his lounge pants and looked at himself in the mirror. Cocking his head slightly, he wondered how much more different he must seem in her eyes. Pursing his lips, he wondered if going full clean shaven was a good idea. How did she feel about body hair? It wasn't just on his face, but on his chest and back. Hell, he was sure his ass was hairy. Would Ginger stay in town if he cleaned up a bit and put in a little effort? God, Avery groaned to himself. He felt silly worrying about his self image. What the hell was he thinking? Ginger didn't focus on things like the physical body. If she wanted to stay, she would, whether whether he was hairy or not. I love Avery. I
He's so
just think it
good.
was sweet.
Gentle
It's a
giant.
really hot piece, but he's a gentle giant. He has a sleigh, so
The
and a
sleigh
tree
is
farm.
life-giving. Sleigh,
Yes.
tree farm, Christmas, magical jingle bells. And I really feel like Cassia's story, she did such a great job of super centering the bells. Like I feel like
Oh
hers
yes.
is like the bell, the dingling. You know, if there was a bells rating as well as a flaming bells rating, hers would be seven bells.
Ah, yes, very true. She was giving bells.
She was. Okay, my first sample is our amazing friend and co-publishing team member, Robin Alvarez. Hers is one of the ones that's like so healing as well as being fucking hot. So here's one of my favorite scenes. We're in the hot springs and we're getting undressed. I step into the shallows, the water lapping gently at my calves. My arms fold reflexively over my body. Logan saw me like this and chose someone else. You are a goddess. Hollis's deep voice fills the enclosure. My gaze finds his. He sounds so sincere, but this is his job. He must see so many broken people. I turn to the edge of the pool. There I fold my arms on the warm stone rim, resting my cheek against them. The heat of the water coaxes my muscles into soft surrender as I stay face down, hidden. Hollis approaches beside me. Do I have your consent to touch you everywhere as part of the healing process? The oil, the waters, the massage, they're all meant to draw the pain out, but only if you allow it. Everywhere. Does he mean what I think he means? Ah.
Yeah, I loved Hollis. I loved Hollis. Hollis is such a king.
Such a king.
Such a consenting king.
Yes.
Yeah, I freaking love that show, that story.
I love it so. We're so lucky to work with these authors, honestly. Like every day I'm just like, wow, wow.
Oh, yeah. No, every day Melanie comes on in the DMs and she's like, I have a feeling this author's just going to blow up. And it's every author we've had on, on every
I
author we have.
really feel that way. I really
I
feel
know
that way, and I
too.
just need your poor DMs always cop it. I just need some way to explode all that excitement, and I know you're feeling the same. So I'm just like, did you see that? Yeah, you saw that too? And I fucking live when I'm editing and like I'll catch your comment and you've highlighted the exact part I'm losing my shit over. And I'm just like,
Yes.
oh, hive mind.
We definitely have that. We definitely do. Yeah, I love our edits, seeing them on the page. It's mostly just us like love, hot, so good.
Hot.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Literally.
We're good. We're good editors. We're good
Yeah, do you
editors.
have another one?
I do. Well, you know what? We are good editors because these stories, well, I mean, we started with good authors,
We
but these
did.
stories are really great. So, I have Christmas Delivery by Amanda Aoki.
Did you almost say you have Clipmas delivery?
Yeah. Yeah. I should suggest she changes that title.
You should. I love Clipmas delivery. Oh my God.
Like, I need to get my head out of the gutter.
Nah.
Um Okay, so her characters are spoiler are about to get hot and heavy. But they're asking each other who has a condom. Okay. Um, and she says, but wait, oh okay. Now, hold on, let me find the spot. Let me find the spot. Okay, so he tells her he has a condom, right?
Yeah.
And she said, and he tells her it's a novelty condom.
Oh yeah, he got
Okay.
it from like
Yes.
a
Well,
something.
Melanie, I'm reading the
Oh
damn thing.
shit.
Don't tell my
Okay,
story.
I'll cut that bit out. You
No, you
gave
don't have
so
to.
many spoilers. I wasn't sure which part we weren't spoiling. Way to come down at me for the one thing I spoiled. Do, do we even need to read the piece now? I think we.
So, no, but look at my face turned so red. I was just almost dying.
You
Let me just
asphyxiated.
read this quickly. Let me
Read
read this
it.
quickly, okay?
Hurry.
His whole body tightened into a cringe. I probably shouldn't have even said anything. It's orange and it's flavored. Not that means I'm asking you to. Clark Everson, she felt suddenly strangely giddy. You put that condom on right now.
That's so fucking hot. Is there more? Or that was the line? I was
There was
just
more,
getting
but we're running out
ready.
of time.
I know. Do I read Katya's? Or you want to do the bio first? And if we've got time for one more, let's do the bio first.
Okay.
Because we can always do more readings after.
Brad Riew is an MFA candidate in fiction at New York University's creative writing program. He graduated from Harvard College in 2018 with a degree in psychology, where he won the Ecker Short Story Prize. The Last Tiger, co written with his younger sister, Julia Riew, is his first novel. Brad lives in Brooklyn, New York.
Good work. Sorry, listeners. We're just giggling because we had the giggles. We never recovered from it. Now we're trying to
We did
squeeze this
not.
bio in the last minute and a half. But we absolutely bloody love Brad. So honored to have had him on and hear all his wise words. And yeah, I've still got the giggles because we've just been reading Jingle Bell Smart and then tried to get a bio in as if we're like actually like educated.
This is of the publishing persuasion.
Oh my God, I've got 1 minute. I'm gonna try get Katya's in because it's so hot.
Okay.
So they're just in hers, they're just at the magical university. Their potion has been spiked. The enchanted aroma hit Elora with renewed force, making her practically dizzy with need. To one particular man. She eyed Hunter hungrily, feeling the all-consuming burn when he returned her attention. We'll take care of it, Lyro, Hunter said, managing to look away from Elora long enough to convince the dean to let go of the punch bowl. Lyra issued a grateful nod and swiftly marched into the crowd, the pink glow of wayfinding magic rising from his hands, guiding him towards the students behind the spiking. Battling her desire, Alora attempted to lift the bowl herself, only to realize it was heavier than it looked, its weight likely augmented by the enchantment. As some liquid splashed on her hands, her skin prickled, and the sensitive spot between her thighs pulsed. Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome!
Hello. Good to meet you, Melanie. Angela, great to see you again.
Good to see you. Yeah, I was telling Melanie, about your DM. So she
Yeah,
was, I'm going to speak for Melanie as I always do,
Yeah,
but we, pre-record everything. So anything that you want us to take out or any like moments of silence, we will just cut it. So we're here
thank
for you.
you. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. So it's been almost 3 or 4 years now that I've been dealing with pretty severe post-COVID complications, and it's on a given day I can just wake up and have to deal the cards I'm dealt that day.
Mm.
Gosh.
And I figured it's better since it's launch week or it's the week after launch to not try to mess up the schedule too much. I tried not to keep it from try not to let it keep me away from work too much.
Mm.
Try to get out there, promote the book. But if it ends up being we try the interview, it is not in a place where it's going smoothly or making sense. I figure better to try it, and then we can see on the at the end if it needs too much editing, or maybe we can just try maybe a later date if absolutely necessary.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
of course.
You
Honestly,
just
yeah, we're here for you, whatever you need.
you just let us know how you're feeling as we record. Like long COVID is no joke. I've had friends who had it. It's yeah, it's rough to deal with. So thank you for still joining us. And but yeah, like at any point, if you're just feeling that the energy just isn't there, just let us know. Just raise your hand and just be like, guys, I want to go. And I go to bed. I want to have my tea. But yeah, it's just one of these nasty remnants of COVID times. Hey, I'm sorry you've had to deal with it.
Thank you both for saying that and for being flexible. I see. Is that a copy of The Last Tiger on the shelf?
Absolutely. Sent
Oh
to
my
me by your
goodness, look at that.
publicist. Look at
Wow.
it.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Sprayed
I love
edges
the
and
little
everything. I've started reading it and
little
oh my
flower.
God. Oh my God. The vibes are immaculate in this book, I just have to say.
I'm happy to hear that. What the vibes are it's a difficult time to jump into, but the characters were a lot of fun to spend time with and
Mm.
uh then thank you for reading.
Amazing. Yeah, it's stunning, honestly. I have my copy, I think it's back there as
Yes,
well. And
I
it
can
is
see it.
so, so beautiful to match the beautiful words inside. So we are both really thrilled to have you on. I moderated for a panel that you were on at Y'all West, and you were so eloquent and you had so many amazing things to say that ever since then, you've been on my mind. I was like, okay, we have to find a way to get you on. So very happy that you were able to come on, especially during such a wild week for you. I mean, I can't imagine all of the stuff you and your sister have been doing. So, first, congratulations,
Yeah.
and it's so so thrilling to see this book soar. But let's get right into a fun question that we like to ask all of our guests, which is, what is the strangest thing you own? We're going to get right into the hard hitting stuff, you know?
Thanks. It's great to see you guys again. Y'all was super fun. It was, and you did a fantastic job moderating that panel. Really brought out the
Nice.
best of all the authors on stage. I love this question. It's so bizarre. I was thinking about how to answer it. So my two siblings, have somehow left me with these like, the stuffed animals that nobody else wanted. So my brother has left me with, somebody gave him the poop emoji as like a stuffed animal.
Yes.
Um, so I have one of those like sitting around in my apartment. He didn't want it. And then my sister, these are so gross. I feel maybe I should pick something
No,
else.
they're
But,
perfect.
a friend gave her like a little, the little plushies with the microbes. Like, somebody gave her a sperm with a little mustache and a top hat.
Glorious.
And she didn't want it, so she left it in my apartment. I have these like, yeah, that's the maybe someday they'll get me something nice to look at.
I mean, that's kind of perfection. I love that. Like, those are the ones you can't throw out, right? How could they get rid of Mr. Sperm with the mustache plushie? No, that's gotta stay.
Absolutely.
Yes, it should be in a place of honor,
You,
actually. I really wish it was behind you right now, you know, gazing over your shoulder.
Yeah, I
was
should have
there
just said one on the left shoulder, one on the right. Right?
was there
Yeah.
any context from the friend, or it was just a completely random gift?
I'm sure there was some context to it, but she didn't explain. She just like
Mm.
left it here.
That's fair. She's
I
not
don't know if
gonna.
you're sibling, if you guys have siblings, if they leave you stuff or
It's
Amazing.
exactly what a sibling should do.
Yeah.
Is leave those sort of things. Yes, 100%. I love that. That's hilarious. You should definitely post those later on so we can get a visual.
all right. Yeah, I'll try to send you a flattering picture. I,
Absolutely. Well, now I'm excited to hear what is something you think about way too often.
um I think about history too often. It's like we're
Yeah.
all living in this like kind of crazy whatever's happening and I think there's a healthy amount to think about history and then there's like a point where it kind of takes it becomes a virus in your head and it sort of has its own takes its own direction with you. But I
Mm.
think about it a lot, just because of where we're all finding ourselves and trying to speak and think in a moment like this. Maybe that wasn't as fun an answer as the shot.
No, we
But
often have the both sides of the coin with those questions, and honestly, like that's pretty much our podcast. We will laugh at poop emojis 1 minute, and we will be crying over the state of the universe in the next. So you're in the right space, you know? But that's so real, and I love how you said, like, yeah, it can take on a life of its own when you think about it too long. Because yes, as a chronic overthinker, I know well the feeling of the rumination cycle that can happen. And I think we all grew up thinking some of this stuff is like history, and no one would possibly ever repeat these mistakes again. And so, yeah, like I also find myself having historic stuff just playing in the back of my mind. Sometimes I'm like, and how did no one learn from that? Still,
mm,
still.
mm.
So, yeah, I get it.
Is there a period that sticks out to you that you are interested in or think about a lot, can't get out of your head?
Honestly, it's more like visuals. For me, it really really traumatized and burned into me just picturing all the young men being sent to war and just like picturing all like at that time all the guys in my class. But that image like kind of lingered forever, and I would just picture all the young men being sent away and never coming back. Because in Australia, you'd have whole towns of young men that just wouldn't come back because they'd put them all on the same line. And so if that line didn't make it, sometimes the
Uh,
young men just wouldn't come back to that town. So that left such a, yeah, just haunting image that there were these towns with just no young men and that. And I was just like, why would anyone send their children to go, because they're children, right? That's what haunts me as an adult. They were children, you know, like they're teenagers, early 20s. To me, you're still kids, you're young adults, you know? So I don't know. That's kind of grim. But yeah, that's the one that I always just had that haunted image of that. And I was just like, no, never again, never again. But, you know, the world
yeah.
be worlding.
The world do be whirling. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and did they leave like they ever leave like memorials in those
Mm,
towns?
yeah,
Ghosts.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
It's tough.
grim.
It is grim and it is but it's a fact and it's a reality and it's something
Mm,
that we should be thinking about. But
yeah.
also it's one of those things that it's so hard to balance, right? Because you really can get lost in the horror and the grief.
Mm,
And I feel like we all should be lost in it. But it's still we're still here living and having to work
yeah.
and take kids places and do the things. So it's just the strangest time to be alive because we are on social media and we can see everything and
Mm,
it's horrible, especially when, like you were talking about the soldiers going off to war. I have an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old,
yeah.
almost 16-year-old, and so it would be like these babies are my
Yeah. They're
babies, and so it's
babies.
just the strangest, most horrible thing, but it's something that we are living in history right now, and it's horrible to be
Yeah.
living like, damn it, can't we just have a nice day? Like, can we not have a tsunami or an earthquake as well? Like, come on.
Yeah.
uh
But this
but
is
yet here
what
we are,
happens when emotionally immature people are ruling countries. Like, this is
that's
the
real.
Mhm.
thing. Like, the many suffer for the few who are generally untouched by these things, you know? And that's what's
Mm,
always like also haunted me, that the people making these choices that impact so many and like instigating violence aren't, they don't think about, it's like they think about it like pawns on a table, right? Like just moving around the little figures. They don't think about, I mean, it's supreme narcissists, right? Because they don't live outside of their body. They can't picture how things would be for someone else. So, anyway.
yeah. Well, no, but
Yeah.
that's what's so important about books and
Yes.
about being authors, because we get to write these stories and hopefully build empathy through your readership. Which I want to take it back to writing for you, Brad. Like,
Mm.
have you always wanted to be a writer? Like, was this always in the cards for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. I always found that when I thought about what I wanted to do in the world and the place I wanted to contribute to the communities around me, I think writing always felt to me like the way out. It felt to me like the Red Sea would
Mm.
part, and there was a way through, and there was uh, when you look out at all the craziness of the world, it was something that I always felt was a way to speak truth to power, speak our values to each other, um, to change someone's perspective or experience by giving them a new experience or giving them a new perspective. Um, and it felt to me like a place where I believed I could have agency in a world that maybe agency is a scarce thing sometimes to find.
Mm.
So I didn't always believe that I could become a writer. I think for a long time struggled with the logistics of trying to actually get a book out into the world and to hopefully have it be readable to a wide enough audience that it would be feasible as a career path. But
Mm.
it was always a dream of mine. How about
Mm.
you guys? How did you end
Oh.
up on this?
I love how
Um,
you worded
yeah.
that you felt like it was a way out. Like, I definitely think, without thinking of it in those exact words, it did feel like choosing a career like this. I always felt like very out of place in like the general rat race, and I just never felt like I could quite fit in. I never felt like I wanted to fit in. I don't know if you've seen that meme of like Big Bird sitting at the board room table. I always felt like that in like the jobs I'd go to. I'd be like, I don't fit here. And writing just fit. Like it felt like, and the more people I meet, the more times doing this podcast has been wild because every week I meet someone and I'm like, that's why I'm here. This community, because we cut from the same cloth, I think. Like there's something similar about our souls or the way we try to, I don't know, just do better. It's not always
Mm,
perfect, but I feel like a lot of us we just try, we just try to be good humans. And I gravitate towards that authenticity in people these days. That's all I'm kind of interested in.
that was good, Melanie. That was really, really good. I like that. I like what you had to say there.
I
Um,
couldn't imagine myself in a boardroom. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Like they couldn't
literally.
design something to kill your soul better if they tried.
Exactly. That's how it felt. And when everyone around you is like, but this is like the desirable jobs. This is like what everyone does. And like every job I left kind of dramatically. I would just like disappear and never come back, or like drive home crying on my last day of teaching prac. I was like, I can't teach children. I can't do it. But yes, I feel like there's something about writing people that we have that energy. Most of them. There's
That's so
also
true.
ones that I avoid, but
Yeah, yeah, they're not part of the crew, right?
no.
They're not part of this crew, and that's fine. But it feels so real what both of you guys said. Honestly, I can't imagine any other path. I mean, we tried the different paths, and in all of them, it just didn't feel right until you came to storytelling, and it was like, wait a minute, like this is what I was supposed to be doing. And it also gives you power, because the world is so chaotic. So many bad things are happening. So we get this little laptop where we're in control and we get to make the bad guys lose and
Mm.
have the happily ever afters. I think is so therapeutic, and we need to see it in our own lives. And so being a writer is like, here we go. Like this good actually wins. And so I think it's beautiful to be in this space. Good doesn't always have to win, of course. Obviously, we need those books too. But for us romance writers, happily ever after has to come. But okay, so I want to ask you a little bit more about your writing journey. So, how did you get to this place that you are in now? Can you take us into the path from writing to publication?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I've had a circuitous and unconventional route full of my fair share of tearful walking away from things. And I think I find it amazing and humbling, and I'm very grateful to be at the point where I have a book that's out with a good publisher in a few countries. And I think there were many points along the road where I didn't know if I was going to make it, and I didn't know if that was going to happen for me. I often waffled back and forth. I started college as an English major, switched to psych major because I thought maybe being a therapist was a more financially viable route, and ended up working in mental health care for a few years after graduating. In the nonprofit sector, I was interested in loneliness as a public health issue, and then in mental health innovations, and then during the pandemic, I ended up coming down with a severe chronic illness that took away my ability to work, often to participate in many of the like many of the basic activities you would consider as the fabric of daily life, like
Mm.
walking around a city or going to a party or doing all of these things. And I got fired from my job at the time, um, and then I had all this time to sort of think and reflect, and a little bit when I had the energy to write. Um, and I had a fantastic co-writer, my sister, younger sister, who's an amazing theater artist, and we ended up going through her agent connected us with a literary agent within her same agency, and
Cool.
that was sort of another way almost I felt struck by lightning that there was this opportunity available to us. We knew that we could get a book on a shelf if we finished one. And then over, a process of 3 or 4 years of um, managing pretty grueling cognitive impairment and physical fatigue, sometimes writing just a couple paragraphs a day and having to take off the rest of the day.
Mm.
After that, we somehow got it across the finish line.
Mm.
Uh, we went to auction. We were choosing between a couple different houses. Went with Penguin, Kokila. It's a young imprint dedicated to marginalized and underrepresented voices. Um, did extensive editing for a year, and then finally it's out. It was out last week in Canada, the US, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's got a it's got a beautiful cover, which I'm
I
really happy about.
gasped. I gasped when I opened the box. Like I was not ready. It's so beautiful. And your journey is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with us. It very much hits very deep notes for me. I resonate very deeply with that, being like in a place where writing is like the one thing, right, that you feel productive during like a period of life like that. And even if it's only a few lines, you just like hang on to it. You're like, yes, I wrote something beautiful. But yes, I'm glad writing and you found each other because this book is beautiful. And as I say, the vibes are immaculate, but there's also these beautiful deep threads woven in about your grandparents' story as well. So beautiful. I may or may not have cried in like the very first few pages.
Well, yeah, can you take our readers through what the story is about and then also about the inspiration
Mm.
for this story?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So The Last Tiger is a young adult novel. It's inspired by many true stories from our grandparents' lives, specifically during the Japanese colonial occupation of South Korea. This was a period of history in which the official state policy was to try to eradicate the Korean culture. So they outlawed the Korean language and Korean songs and folks' customs. And as one of their um, more emotionally raw and I think insulting policies, they tried to and successfully did eradicate the Korean tiger, which was the national animal.
Wow.
And so they would
Wow.
catch these tigers in the wild and drag them into its town and kill them. And so we've reimagined these tigers as these mythical spirits, which give people the power to hear others' emotions and memories. And these two teenagers, inspired by our grandparents who lived through extraordinary adversity in their lives, stumble on the last tiger. And then that sets off a cascade of
Wow.
events.
I was wondering if that part about the tigers was like based on that's mortifying.
Yeah,
So,
honestly. Well, and I mean, this is totally off subject, but it's a little bit. But we recently, and Melanie, I know, watched as well, but the K-pop Demon Hunters, and
I
which I
haven't
know
seen it
is,
yet,
have you
actually,
seen
but
it
I
yet?
can't wait to. I've heard
oh my
so many things
God,
about it.
Please, you must see it. But it made me think of the tiger because
the
I
spirit
was watching a
tiger.
video about how important it was that they put this tiger in particular in the movie, and the how it's drawn and everything was important to Korean culture. And so I had no idea the history also behind it, which gives me chills
Hmm.
to even think about. That's wild.
That
Okay, I'm
show
surprised you
did
haven't seen it,
not,
Brad.
yeah, that show did not leave any stone unturned, eh? Like everything, even like I watched back and like the ramen noodles have their name on it. Each
Gotta watch
pop
it.
star. I was like, there's these little details and just like, I won't go on that
Yeah.
side quest. I
Yeah.
will get
Yeah.
very lost down that side
Yeah.
quest. But back
So
to
good.
you and the inspiration. Can you tell us a little bit about the side of like your grandparents' story?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's a thread to connect it to K-pop Demon Hunter somewhere in there.
Yes, if you can
Yeah,
do
although
There's
it.
always a
uh,
thread. There's always a way.
no, I've heard so many things about that movie, and I cannot wait to watch it. It's been
After
on my
this,
list for a long time. Maybe immediately after this, I'll just
yes.
down.
Yes.
Tuck yourself into bed. get
Yeah.
some
You
popcorn.
deserve it. Nothing has blown me out of the water like that in a really, really long time. There's just
Yeah.
like I am listening to the soundtrack every day, like every day.
Yes.
No joke.
But back to your grandparents,
Yes.
Brad.
Yeah, yeah. No. Okay, let me see if I can pull the threads together. I think there's over the last 5, 10 years, we've really seen Korean culture explode
Mm,
globally. And I think there is a reason for it. I think there's an emotional core to Koreans and the Korean diaspora based on just the toughness, I think, and the adversity that has been a part of our lives and our historical experience over time. And to take that, but into a place where the culture is really thriving and has a voice. But
mm,
to draw it back in time from the present day to I think some of the origins of or the experiences that cohered the people. My grandparents had a very typical, extraordinary story. I think of them as ordinary heroes, and that
mm,
they went through the kinds of experiences that were very common for their time and that sound horrific to us now. They lived through colonization and civil war and poverty and authoritarianism, and they immigrated, across the country. Not all of those experiences make it into this book, but when I look back on the, um,
you're doing
No, take your time.
amazing. Seriously, I'll cut out all
thank
the
you both.
pauses. Just take your time. We're so chill, honestly. This is your at-home podcast, so don't even stress.
Thank you both. It means a lot. Um,
If it helps, you're still spitting absolute gold over here. Like sick and all. It's, yeah, I know our listeners are going to gobble it up. So sometimes it's hard, even just on a regular day. The older I get, like my brain is like stretching for that thing. I'm like, wait, what was that word? What did I say? And I'm like not diagnosed, but I'm super ADHD-ish in that I'll just lose the train of thought or go on a side quest completely. So, so don't even worry. My brain is with you.
Thank you for saying that, and thank you guys for understanding. It's funny, I always go back and forth about how much to try to continue to put stuff out there
Yeah.
and show up to things and make sure that that we're pushing as hard as we can to get the book out and our message out and everything. Um, I don't ever like to be the kind of person who's sitting back at home just letting the world pass by. Um,
Mm,
or and so it's always a push and pull of sort of when to
Hmm.
lean in and when to know to recognize to lean back. Um,
mm. That's
uh,
so relatable. It is
yeah.
hard to know, especially like if you like I had like a severe nervous breakdown some years ago now, and that push and pull has been a decade in the learning. And even now, sometimes because yeah, you want to be like, I want to go out and I'm going to do the thing and I'm going to be a badass. But sometimes your body and your nervous system literally tells you, not today, my friend, not today. And so there's this, yeah, constant battle of like, how much do I push myself? I don't want to just sit in the house. But then you're like, if you're out and you overdid it, you're like, wait, I just want to sit in the house. That was fine. I didn't need to do this. So yeah, and again, I feel like our community has made that such an open space to talk about it, and the more we like share how we're struggling, the less alone all of us feel. Because I think a lot of us who are drawn to writing to express ourselves, we feel that like writing allows us to express what sometimes has been difficult as we try that push pull. So sorry, I get ranty. So, yeah, she's a ranty one. She's a ranty side quester.
Not at all. It was not neither side quest nor ranty. I do think it's really important and powerful to normalize the verbalizing of the difficult experiences that we're currently and in the past going through. I
Mm,
love that. I love the way that mental health normalization has really become so mainstream over the last 10, 20
me
years.
too.
Um, I think it's important and hopefully helpful for people to see that the writers and their colleagues and the people around them are human beings. I thought Simone Biles was incredible for stepping away from the podium Uh,
Absolutely. And even just you doing this podcast and verbalizing what you're going through, I think that's going to really touch someone and it's going to be really helpful to see because I know a few people who have struggled with long COVID and yeah, like sometimes I think we can feel like we shouldn't be seen in those spaces when, and that's how
Mm,
I would encourage myself to get out when I was like really severely anxious and having continuous, endless panic attacks. That's how I would encourage myself to go out. I'd be like, I if I feel safe in that environment with those people, I want to feel safe to be like, I'm having a severe panic attack. I need to go lay down in a dark room. And by like allowing those people into your world and like finding the safe spaces where they make space for that, it made me feel, yeah, not only like I was conquering it for myself, but like I belonged in the world as well in that state even, you know?
that's good. I like that as well, Melanie. Again, good. I like that. Okay, I do want to ask, taking it back to the book though, is there anything that you hope readers take out of this story?
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking that. I feel like every time there was a difficult day, I always came back to this question because it was kind of the light at the end of the tunnel that was
Mm,
moving me forward. Um, I think we began talking about sort of the obsessive thoughts that you might have around history, but I think it's something that I do take really seriously because I feel that we're going to be around for a while, hopefully, and the situation that we're finding ourselves in is not going to go away anytime soon. Young people, especially, are growing up into a world that is going to have adversity in it, and oppression and difficulty and chaos. And I do want, I feel that all people need hope, but young people especially need hope, the way a tree needs sunlight. It's the thing and as a mother too, I'm sure, Angela, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on parenting at a time like this, but um, I have always felt that we are not alone and that we are not powerless, that um, I can feel in my bones sort of the experiences that my grandparents and my people before me have gone through, right? There have been earthquakes, there have been fires and floods and all of the stuff, but they had this burning, like they just had this burning sense of I will survive. Um,
yes. You gave me chills, honestly. That was
Same.
so good. I have chills all over, full body chills.
Yeah.
exercise.
We're
Yes.
definitely kindred spirits like that. And I think that must be right. Is like, I feel that. I feel like when I read those histories, I felt that. I don't even have children, and I was a teenager, and I was picturing my sons going off to war in that or like my boyfriend or whatever. I didn't even have a boyfriend. And it was like, yeah, we feel these stories, and it's just so amazing that you've been able to pour that into this book because, yeah, I agree with you. Like, kids especially because they're at the start and like you just want to fill them with hope and like possibility instead of like showing them because there is that, right? They're both there and people have to experience both at some level through their life. But yeah, I think you're so right. Like with kids, it feels so fragile and like I don't know, heavy, but in like a empowering way if you do it right. I don't know, but Angela probably has more thoughts to share on it, having kids yourself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where you can't shield them from the horrors of this world, and all
Mm,
you can do is offer them that hope. Well, what can you do to make things better? What can you do to affect the world in a better way? And maybe not on a global scale, maybe just around you. Are you,
mm,
like, so that's for me is how I always go about talking about these conversations with my kids, is making it to them, like local to them and into them is like, okay, well, how can you reach out? Let's talk about mental health. Who's around you that you are feeling like might be struggling, and offering hope. And I think that's the
mm,
thing is, if we don't have hope, if we lose it, then we lose that fight, like you were saying, Brad, that like tenacity to survive and to keep
mm,
going. Because at the end of the day, we're living again through history, and the only thing we could do is fight to survive and to hopefully make this world better. And it starts with beautiful books like this, with you writing these stories, and hopefully finding young adults finding it and feeling that urge, and that fire to being like, okay, let's keep going. And so thank you for writing this story and for like
Mm,
powering through and fighting through all of your like health difficulties and continuing to write this story because somebody needs this story.
mm,
um and it's me.
yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
both for that, for understanding, for being a part of the team. Um, yeah, I feel you know, when all of this stuff first started happening around maybe the first term in 2016, I think like a lot of us, totally lost. Like I had no way to make sense out of what was happening. I had no way to understand where I thought we might be headed, um, how to make sense of trying to put a roof up and food on the table and try to make my life amidst all of that. And then it was over kind of the past few years of after my grandfather died at the beginning of COVID. He was one of as New York, the virus is sort of like passing through New York, a lot of retirement homes, and he was caught up in that wave, so he was one of the first casualties.
Sorry.
And after he passed, our grandmother ended up writing down almost like 50 pages of life memories and emotional experiences that they'd gone through. Um, and it was a moment for me and my sister because I think we remembered that they had gone through a lot and
Mm,
that there was a context suddenly, I think, to some of the things that we were experiencing. Um, it was, I mean, it was really not easy what they lived through, and
mm,
they bore the scars of that throughout their lives, but they made it out, right?
mm.
And I
Yeah.
think that gave me a kind of clarity and a feeling that there was a direction that I could like look at, and if I
Yes.
could just like keep all the chaos kind of around and that helped me, I think, make it through this horrific experience of losing your mind and body,
Mm.
um, which is like the things that you think you can count on all the time. Um, but it was like I will survive, I will survive, I will survive, and I just took one step at a time.
You're such a badass. And honestly, it's where our time is going to cut out any second. But lately, when I just meet people like you, I just want to say just thank you for being a good human. These days that sentiment feels really important to me. And thank you for being a good human. Thank you for coming on this show and sharing your story with us, even while you're feeling so unwell. I'm honored to have met you. And yeah, well, I won't drag us out to another recording because I want you to go rest. But thank you.
Yes, thank you, Brad. Go watch Demon Hunters. Go
Yes, treat
relax.
treat yourself.